Hey everyone, my name's Vanessa, or my teacher Vanessa, and I'm here to talk to you today about food terminology or kitchen terminology. Welcome to my kitchen. This is what a traditional Canadian or even American kitchen looks like. In another video, I'll give you a tour, you can look at my cupboards, and I can give you a little bit more terminology such as pots or pans and things that we use for cooking. But today's lesson is all about physical things that we have for eating a meal with new friends or going to a restaurant. So we'll be talking things we put in our hands, things that we use for drinking, and things that we put our food on. Once again, welcome to my kitchen, and hopefully after this lesson, you'll be able to have people over for dinner or go to a barbecue or go to a restaurant, maybe even on a date. So let's start with things that we use in our hands for eating. Now in Canada, most people use a fork. Most people are right-handed, so they hold the fork in their right hand while they're eating, and this is only if you have a fork. I'm left-handed, so I usually use my left hand. Now as you can see on my fork, it has different prongs. Some have 3, some have 4, depending on what you're eating, but that's for another day. So again, we use a fork to scoop up our food and eat. Now, usually paired up with the fork is a knife. This one here is a butter knife. We have different types of knives as well, like a steak knife. We have knives for cutting bread, but this one here is a butter knife, and this is what's usually common in a meal. So, if you have a fork and a knife, in America, you put the fork in your left hand and the knife in your right hand. And you can cut your meat like this, you can eat your spaghetti, and that's how you use a fork and a knife here in Canada. So next on our list is a spoon. We can have a spoon for our tea, when we're mixing it, for our drink. We use a spoon when we're eating soup. We use a spoon sometimes for kids when they're messy and they're eating their vegetables. We also use a spoon when we're eating spaghetti. So there are a few ways that we use spoons here in Canada. You can hold the spoon in your left hand, you can hold the spoon in your right hand, it's up to you. Alright, so we have fork, spoon, and knife so far, and these are the things you use in your hands. Now, in other cultures, people might use chopsticks or their hands even while they're eating, but in America, we don't usually eat with our hands, and a lot of people don't know how to use chopsticks. I do, but it took me a lot of practice, but many people prefer to use forks and knives. Okay, so now we have different things we use for drinking. So this here is a mug, and it's my teacher mug. It says teacher on it, and this is what I used to put coffee, tea. We put things that are hot in here because it's a mug, M-U-G, mug. I love my teacher mug. Do you have a favorite mug? Another thing we can use is a glass. You can put tea in this as well. This is a special one, but we can put juice in here, pop, like Coca-Cola, and you put it in your cup. And you just drink it. We call this a glass, we can call it a cup. There are a couple of different words that people here use. Now, I'm going to talk about something that's a big trend here in Canada, and we call them mason jars. So what these jars are, it is a jar. We keep food in it usually, but it can have a lid on it and it has a handle, and many people love to drink out of mason jars. It's a new fad, it's a new style. I don't know, I like to use them too, I think they're fun. Okay, so we spoke about things we can drink out of, we spoke about things that we eat with, so let's talk about a plate. This is what we put our food on, plate, P-L-A-T-E. You can put your potatoes on here, your meat. Notice that it dips in a little bit so nothing can spill out of it. So this here is a plate. If you're eating a meal, you will have a plate. Now finally, I have a bowl. This is what you can put soup in, you can eat cereal. So many people like to eat cereal for breakfast or as a snack. You can put ice cream in here, popcorn. There's a lot you can eat out of a bowl. Alright, so this brings us to the end of our lesson. I had a lot of fun speaking about things in my kitchen, things that we can use for a meal. So remember, fork, knife, spoon, these are things we use for eating in our hands. And then we can have a mason jar, cup, or mug for our drinks. And then we have our plate and our bowl, and this is what we use to put our food in. Our bowl is for liquids, so like soup, and then our plate is for our solid food like our meat and potatoes. I can't wait to give you a tour of my kitchen to show you what else I have here. And I also can't wait to show you what a traditional Canadian breakfast looks like, or Canadian dinner. Okay everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Vanessa, or my teacher Vanessa, and you can find me on Instagram, you can subscribe, you can follow. I had so much fun today, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye!